Hey, how you guys doing out there today? This is Stefan Jimenez from rotobeast.net, and I'm here to present you the DFS Daily Dose for September 1st. As always, if you want to watch our full video, go subscribe to our YouTube channel at rotobeast. And get in the action. We've been providing a lot of good content for you guys. It's been free, and a lot of people have been winning a lot of money. So let's jump in and let's get started. We'll start at pitcher. First thing first. I like Kershaw. He's going against the absolute worst team in the league in the Padres. They strike out at a 25% K rate. The problem with Kershaw tomorrow, honestly, is that it's his first start back from the DL, so he's on a 75 pitch limit, which kind of hurts him a little bit. But the thing about Kershaw is with 75 pitches, he can get you what a lot of guys get you in 100 pitches. But it is a little bit scary. It's something I got to look into a little bit more tomorrow, as far as what I think about Kershaw on DFS wise. If he's worth it or not. But there's not really too many other good pitchers. Another pitcher that I like Jimmy Nelson for the Brewers. The guy's been pretty good this year. He gets 10 Ks per every 9 innings, so he's getting a little bit over a K per 9. The guy has 11.2% swing and strike rate. He has the second best xFIP in the league at a 3.19%. And he faced the Nationals not too long ago when they still had Bryce Harper, and he dominated them. He went 7 innings, got 10 Ks, 2 earned runs. So tomorrow, without Bryce Harper, even though the Nationals have been, they've been hot a little bit, I still like Jimmy Nelson tomorrow, for pitcher. Another pitcher I'm kind of looking at is I do like Garrett Cole as well. The guy's been pitching really good this year. He's lasted at least 6.2 innings in 7 of his last 8 starts. In his last start, he went 7 innings, 6 Ks, 0 walks, and 0 earned runs against the Reds. And that was just about a week ago. The only problem with with Garrett Cole is before his last start against the Reds, he got blown up 2 straight times. Against the Dodgers and against the Brewers, he gave up 9 runs in 2 starts, including 4 home runs. So there is some risk with Garrett Cole. I think he's more of a GPP option. I think the top pitchers for cash are going to be, Jimmy Nelson, and it's going to be Clayton Kershaw for sure. So that's kind of where I'm at for pitching. Pitching's kind of ugly tomorrow. I got to look into it a little bit more. But like I said, Kershaw, Jimmy Nelson, Cole, those are the top 3 options by far. So there's a lot of bats to like on this slate. Like it says, more of a hitter slate than it is a pitcher slate. So we'll jump into the hitters. The first team I'm going to start with, we're going to start with the Arizona Diamondbacks. They have a 6.6 implied run total. They're going against Kyle Freeland. He's a left-hander. He gives up 335 WOBA to left-handers and a 365 WOBA to right-handers. To be quite honest with you, I think the guy's in trouble tomorrow. He has to go against Pollock, Goldsmith, Iannetta, JD Martinez. You can even throw Drury in there. All these guys absolutely crush lefties, and they're in Coors Field. I really like Arizona tomorrow. I think they're a top stack, period, point blank. The only problem is they're kind of expensive, but look for Iannetta. If he's in the lineup, he's a lock. Must start at catcher. Catcher, upside, home run upside, lock him in if he's in the lineup. So Arizona's my top stack. Next, we'll go to the other side. We'll go to the Rockies. I really don't like the Rockies too much going against Walker, who's been good. He gives up a 309 WOBA to left-handers, a 325 WOBA to right-handers. But the only thing is that they still are in Coors. So you always gotta consider the Rockies. They have the second highest implied run total on the slate. And there's a bunch of guys who have really good numbers against Walker. You got Reynolds, he's 4 for 8 with the home run and a double. You got Cargo, who's 3 for 9 with the home run and 2 doubles. Story's 3 for 8. You got Parra, Arenado, Desmond, they all have over a 300 career lifetime batting average against Walker. So I don't care for them too much, but at the same time, Walker could be in trouble tomorrow. So we'll move on to the next one. I like the Cleveland Indians. They have a 5.8 implied run total. They're going against Matt Boyd. The guy's been terrible. He has a 6.13 earned run average, and he has a 5.13 xFIP that he's allowing this year. And the guy's allowed 4 or more runs in the last 5 of his last 6 starts. So I like all the Cleveland Indians here. I like Lindor especially. He absolutely crushes lefties. And then it doesn't hurt that he's 5 for 9 off of Boyd as well. And then you could throw in Encarnacion. You could throw in Ramirez. Yandy Diaz, he's a cheap third baseman. If he's in the lineup, he did pretty good for us yesterday. I think he got us like 15 Fanduel points. But for 2,400, that's a really good deal. I'll take that all day for sure. Next, we'll move on to the Tampa Bay Rays. They're going against Ronaldo Lopez. Lopez is just bad. He's started 2 games this season. He's given up 7 walks, 8 earned runs, including 3 home runs that he's allowed in 2 starts. He gives up a 316 wOBA to left-handers, 356 wOBA to right-handers. And this is what really stands out to me, and the numbers are showing it, is that he has a 190 ISO that he's allowing. You know, that's a big reason why he's given up, 3 home runs in 2 games. So I do like the Tampa Bay bats. I like Morrison, Miller. I like Longoria. The only problem with Tampa Bay is they've been struggling a little bit lately, and so we'll see what happens. You know, bad pitcher versus bad hitters. You know, it's bound. Somebody has to fold, and I think that the Tampa Bay bats are going to definitely get to this young pitcher. Next, we'll move on to the Baltimore Orioles. They have a 5.6 implied run total. They're going against Bijani, or I'm not sure exactly how to say that. The pitcher for Toronto. The guy's actually been pretty good. He has a 321 wOBA. He's allowing the left-handers, but only a 270 wOBA to right-handers. But just like we just talked about Lopez, Bijani, he has a high ISO as well. He's allowing a 187 ISO. So he gives up a lot of home runs. Obviously they're getting a lot of hard contact on the guy. I really like Scope. I like Jones. I like Chris Davis, he's starting to get hot. Machado, Beckham. I think 1 through 7 are all in play for Baltimore, and they've been really hot since the All-Star break as well. So the Orioles are looking good for sure tomorrow. Another team I like, I'm going with the Texas Rangers. They're going against Skaggs for the Los Angeles Angels. The guy, he hasn't been too good. He allows a 319 wOBA to left-handers, a 330 wOBA to right-handers. I think the Texas bats are really going to get to him tomorrow. You got Chu, who already has good numbers off him. He's 5 for 7 with the double. You got Andrus. He's 6 for 14 with the home run and a double. Beltre's 4 for 14 with the home run. You got Mazzara. I think Mazzara is like 2 for 6 or something like that. So they have some really good numbers off of Skaggs already, and they're going to be in Texas where it's going to be hot tomorrow. Definitely, if you could fit them, get a couple of Rangers in your lineup. Next, we'll move on to the Los Angeles Angels. I'm not too excited about the Angels, but at the same time, they're going against Cole Hamels. He's having a career low in everything pretty much this year. He's only getting 5 Ks per 9. He has the highest xFIP he's ever had of his career at 4.89. The guy's just, I think he's just getting bad, to be honest. I mean, not even bad. He's just getting old and he's getting worn down a little bit, and that's why the numbers are starting to drop. I do like taking a chance with Pujols. He's only 2 for 15, but I'm sorry. Trout's only 2 for 15, but he has a couple doubles. And then you got Pujols, who's 9 for 42. So he doesn't have the best average, but he does have 3 home runs off the guy. And, like I said, these guys, they may not have the best average off of Cole Hamels, but Cole Hamels used to be one of the best pitchers in the league, so it makes sense. Now that he's, at his older age and he's breaking down a little bit, these guys do look a little bit more intriguing for me as well. Okay, and then next we'll go to Miami. I like Miami. They're going against Pivetta. Pivetta allows a 312 WOBA to left-handers, a 428 WOBA to right-handers, and a 174 ISO. So get all the Miami righties that you can in here. And you know what? I'll even get the lefties in there as well. Stack 1 through 6. Real Muto is a great cash game play for tomorrow. He's cheap. He's gonna bat fifth. That's kind of where he's been batting at lately. And then you got Yelich. Yelich is 2 for 4 with 2 home runs off the guy. Ozuna and Stanton are both 2 for 5 with a home run each. And then you got Gordon also. Gordon is 2 for 5. So I really like the Marlins tomorrow. They're one of my favorite stacks on the slate, to be honest with you. And then another team, I'm kind of confused by this. They have a really low implied run total. It's only like 4.5 or something like that. We're talking about the Toronto Blue Jays. They're going against Gausman. Gausman, he's been a pretty good pitcher over his career, but this year he's been very, very up and down. I mean, he's had a couple good starts, but he's had a bunch of starts that he's been blowing up in. And to make it worse, I mean, you got so many guys who have great numbers off Gausman. You got Pierce, he's 4 for 7. Smoke has a home run. You got Carrera, he's 5 for 15 with the home run. Barney is 6 for 15 with the home run. Pilar is 8 for 19. Donaldson 7 for 20 with the home run. And then don't forget about my boy Morales. Hey, I played Morales today. He got a 72 Fanduel points. 70 fucking 2 Fanduel points. 3 home runs, 7 RBIs. The guy had a career night. I'm very happy we went that route. And so that's kind of where I'm at for this slate. The slate is more of I think you're gonna have to pay down at pitcher a little bit and pick the right bats. There are a lot of bats, obviously, that are in good spots. I named 8 just right here. So if you have any more questions, feel free to send me a message. If you want to get our optimized lineups, visit our website at www.rotobeast.net. And hey, let's have some fun tonight. Let's make some money. And like I said, any questions, send me a message. All right? Have a good evening.